It works.
I hope it works. So,
well, if you click go live
now, I know there's a little bit of a delay before I see it pop up here. Walter Ostromecki is here. Very good. Greetings to all.
Oh, there he is.
Walter Ostromecki. And everybody else saying hello. My YouTube's still not caught up. Maybe I got to refresh. There we go. I got to watch an ad. It's Chuck Schumer telling me, do I approve of Mitch McConnell? Well, let me just skip that ad. We won't get into that. All right, everybody. This is the August 2020 meeting of the Glendale Coin Club. So I want to welcome you all. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. We also got Don Berry, our club secretary, SoCal Box Breaks. Just want to thank everybody for popping in. See Dennis Berry, John Duff, Walter Ostromecki, Gringo, a whole bunch of people so far. Can't name them all. Ed Quone, of course, I saw you. Greg Burns, Rosemary. Anyway, thank you all for coming. We got a pretty good presentation and program tonight. But I guess first we'll go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. That's how we want to start our meeting. So let me get a flag out there for us. And if you guys all want to join in at home on your own, I think that'd be great. And Don, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I pledge allegiance,
to the flag
United
of the United States of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that, everybody. Again, just for you guys all that aren't familiar with the Glendale Coin Club, we're Glendale, California, just outside of Los Angeles. And our club started in March 1959. We always have our meetings on the second Friday of the month. We've always been known as the Friendly Club. That's what I've been told, at least. And I've been the president of the club for several years because Don Berry won't take over and nobody else wants to kick me out as president. But Don is our club secretary. He's got his own channel here on YouTube. You might know if you're a YouTube watcher, SoCal Box Breaks. And anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. I really wish we could be meeting live back at our library meeting room. But, same old story that we've had for the last couple months. It just still looks like that's not going to happen anytime soon. Seems like some days things are opening up around different parts of the country. Then the other next day they start closing back up. Then they open again. And, who really knows what's going on out there. But it's pretty clear that Los Angeles County isn't going to open up anytime soon. Especially for public meeting rooms and events like coin shows, coin club meetings, and things like that. So I think for at least the next couple months, at least what I've been being told by others and being told by at least the folks at our library is this is how we're going to be meeting. So again, it's our 5th meeting online since the China flu put a stop to all of our meetings. If you missed the last 4 meetings, they're up on YouTube for good. You can watch those back anytime. You can even watch back that live chat. So if you missed those, they're up there. All the meetings that we've had so far have had really good guest speakers. We've received lots of positive feedback for each of them. So again, if you've missed them, you have a chance to check them out. Also, want to remind you that we might earn a little bit of advertising revenue on this video through YouTube because they'll play ads before and sometimes even in the middle. Go ahead and skip those if you want, of course. But any money that's earned by me through this, we'll go ahead and get right to the club, of course. And people send in money every now and then too. That all goes right to the club. I don't make anything off this. Just want to be clear about that. Those funds do help fund our great giveaway prizes, which we got some giveaway prizes here under my camera, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And it also helps cover the cost of using this online streaming program to where we can get our speakers up here from all over the country or even all over the world potentially. So we've already had a couple donations sent in tonight by people. I know JW's Coins and Hobbies sent in a few bucks, and Gareth Bates sent in a PayPal earlier and said, give this to the club, keep doing the great work. And so we thank them both for that. Also want to thank Gordon O'Rourke. He sold the club a full roll of 2020 Silver Eagles recently, a bit below the market price, which really does help the club out. Very generous of Gordon to do that. So we have a couple of those for sale in our auction tonight. And one of our giveaway prizes right here is a 2020 Silver Eagle. So speaking of giveaway prizes, make sure if you're in the chat, you at least say something or say, Don, make sure you get me a ticket. Hey there, Nick. See you in there in chat. Make sure Don gets a raffle ticket in for you because we got all these giveaway prizes right here. We got a 1963 Swiss 1 franc, brilliant uncirculated. This was actually won by Clarence Sherrick. And he said, give that back to the club and use it as a giveaway. So that was donated by Clarence. Got a 1963 Denver BU Franklin half that we're giving away. Got one of our 2018 Glendale Coin Club Zombucks Overstrike copper medals. We got one of our 2019 Dan Carr copper medals, a 2020 Silver Eagle. And then there's another prize. These are not real gold coins. These were donated by another club member. It's a 1933 gold eagle, gold double eagle, an 1849 double eagle, and a 1795 half eagle. These are all copy coins. They're marked copies. I think these are National Collectors Mint, and I'm sure they're not. I mean, they are real gold plated, but it's so thin that it's not worth anything. And I think they're bronze and gold plated. There's no markings on the edge. I know sometimes they make those out of silver. Those are not the silver ones. So those will be a giveaway prize as well tonight. Look at NCFXSTI just donated $10 to the club through the chat. Awesome. Really do appreciate that. Very, very cool. Young Coiner says, Don, do not give me a ticket because I don't need to win. So that's up to you. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and get through our announcements, and then we'll get to our program. Most of you guys know the shows and club meetings in the state have been canceled. I don't know of any that are actually being held anywhere in California anytime soon. Seems like everything's pretty much canceled, at least through the end of September. I know I haven't heard any updates on the CSNA Educational Symposium that was supposed to be back in May. They postponed it with new dates to be determined. I don't have any updates on that. The August 21st through 23rd NASC Golden State Show in Arcadia was canceled. Long Beach, September 17th through 19th, canceled as well. Again, no word on anything about the October shows. I know Buena Park's in the beginning of the month, and then our Glendale Coin Club in Verdugo Hills show is scheduled for October 25th in Van Nuys. Again, those are not officially canceled as of right now, but it's probably one of those things I wouldn't really bet on either, just based on the way everything's going. But we'll let you guys know as soon as we know. But remember, even though a lot of shows and meetings are canceled, there's a lot of stuff you can do from home. There's a lot of clubs that are meeting online, including our club. I know the Ancient Coin Club of Los Angeles, the Greater Orange County Coin Club, and the Covina Coin Clubs are all holding meetings online through Zoom. They're all invite only, but if you're interested in attending any of those club meetings through Zoom, just send me an email, send me a message, and I'll try to get you in. CSNA Symposium still on hold at the library, says Phil. So, yeah, as soon as we get any information on anything actually happening, we will pass the word along to you guys for sure. And I know there's, just outside of Southern California, I know there's clubs all over the country holding meetings through Zoom too. Again, a lot of that's just not advertised publicly, and you got to have an invite to get into those. But if you're part of any of those clubs and you want more people to come to them, or you want to open them up to others, let me know about them, and I'll try to share that information the next time we meet like this, or even through email, and maybe we can get a few more people involved for you. Again, same story as we talked about last month. I got all the 2021 Red Books, our club orders. If you really want one in the mail, I'll ship one to you. And it's at this point, it's probably better you just order it off Amazon because it'll be cheaper and you'll get free shipping. And same thing with the Mega Red Books. So we might just have that case until we can meet again. But it's just with the cost of shipping and the cost of books, it seems like Amazon can beat us out very easily. I'm sure you guys all know metals prices are like way up since our last meeting. Gold's right now about $19.45 an ounce, silver at $26.50 an ounce, and the premiums continue to be higher. If you're trying to buy the physical bullion, demand's still pretty strong, and a lot of retailers just can't seem to keep it in stock, even with the large premiums. So hopefully you guys have been participating in that and taking advantage of that. If you're sitting on a bunch and you think it's time to sell, or maybe you think it's going to keep going up. None of us know, and if anybody tells you they know, then they're probably lying or they're guessing. A couple of last notes. Just want to remind everybody to join the American Numismatic Association. That's our national coin club. We think that all collectors should be supporting that. And plus, they have that great magazine that you can get each month. And not only that, you can look at the back issues all the way back to, I believe it's 1888 online and read them all. And very good resource, well worth the price of admission. Plus, you get access to their library, which, again, when you can't go out to shows and meetings, that's a really good resource to have. Also joined Numismatic Association of Southern California. Greg Burns helps us with that publication. He's in the chat, the California Numismatist, award-winning publication. And plus, you'll be supporting all the local coin clubs all throughout California if you become a member of that. So let me know if you're interested in that. Walt Ostromecki's in chat. We all want to say hello to Walt. We want to thank Walt for helping us set up this program with our speaker, Mark Lighterman, tonight. So thanks, Walt, for helping us with that. Treasurer's report, we'll do that real quick. We have $3,688.96 in checking, $1068.31 in our show account, $4,156.50 in inventory, $285 in cash. That's $91.98.77 total in club assets. One other announcement I have real quick is you guys may be familiar with our Glendale Coin Club medals, and we have one club member who is now interested in selling their gold medals that they have from 2014 and 2016. Remember, those are 50 grams of gold, a little over 1.6 ounces, done by Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint. Real popular, and mintages are less than 10 for each of them. And just because I don't have that club members, I went into my safe and pulled out my examples just to show you what we're talking about. This here is the 2014 gold medal. And on the reverse, that was where we had 55 over 55, just like the Lincoln cent double die for our 55th anniversary. And the 2016 is this one right here. That one's based off the California Midwinter Expo official medal. It looks like the California State Seal. And that's the HK 245. And again, it's got the California Bear from the Commemorative on the reverse. So if you're interested in obtaining these medals, the club member that has them available is interested in selling them, and we'll pretty much just give them up at the current gold melt value, which is a little bit over $3,100 a piece right now. So it's up there, but I mean, usually you can't get something made by Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint with a mintage of less than 10 just for the bullion value. So if you're interested in that, if you're serious about that, let me know, and we can try to take care of that and get you connected. So Don, do you have any other announcements?
I do not. Just working on the tickets, keeping everybody up to
Again,
date.
as a reminder, if you're in here just watching, you want to make sure you at least chat, say hello, say hi to Don, especially because he's filling out raffle tickets for each person. And then all these prizes that you see here on my desk, we'll be giving those out after our show and tell and right before our auction tonight. So I was kind of scanning through chat. I didn't see anybody else with any announcements or anything either. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up, first I'll get Don off the screen here for a second, and I'll bring up Mark Lighterman, our speaker tonight. How you doing, Mark?
Good evening. At least here it is.
Exactly. Mark is from Florida, so he's a few hours later than us. But anyway, Mark's been, Walt introduced us to Mark, and he's going to be doing a presentation tonight on casino chips and how to identify real ones that were used in gambling and those that maybe weren't used in gambling. And I know our club has a lot of collectors of casino chips and tokens, and I know a lot of us will learn things from here. Mark's current Vice President of CONECA, I believe I have that right, which is Combined Organization of Numismatic Air Collectors of America. And you are an officer of TAMS, Token and Metal Society. And I know we're real lucky to have you here. And if you want to do more introductions, I know I didn't get it all there. You can go ahead and do that, and I'll bring up your presentation.
Yeah, well, my two specialties are wrong planchet errors in CONECA and that stuff, and I'm in their Hall of Fame, and I'm a charter member of the Casino Chip and Gaming Token Collectors Club and the rest, and study and have written a couple of books on Florida gambling history. Though this talk is not based on Florida, it will give you some idea as to, you know, if you go to flea markets or you're walking and looking in the dealer's junk pile and the rest, and you see a chip and you're not sure, well, I'm not going to invest in that and the rest. It may be worth taking a second look at. So the thing is that if people haven't heard me give my talks, and that's what I engage the audience. You will be quizzed throughout this whole thing. I'm going to show a series of slides at the beginning, And the thing is we'll go through those as we go step by step, and then we're going to go back in and we'll go through each slide and tell a little story and explain why it isn't. And I will ask at that point that it wasn't used, and you make the call before we go. So we're going to go through about 13 slides at first, about 10, 15 seconds between each one. I'm not going to say anything during it, so you're just going to look at the screen and get an idea, because that's about how much time you're going to have when you spot something like this. And you may or may not spot something on it, and the rest, which I will point out and bring up the things. This is not determining counterfeit pieces. It's determining pieces which may or may not have been used in the casino. So you can start the slides whenever you wish.
Okay. Hopefully you can see those okay, Mark. I'll click on the first one there.
Yeah. You can go to the next one.
Okay. Do you want people to be guessing right now, or
no? Well, we're going to go through them because they're repeated. So
okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
These are just to get an idea. You're going to see them on the screen, and the rest you'll get an idea of what I'm going to present and what I'm going to talk about, and you'll make an opinion. It's like grading a coin. You have to do it within 15 seconds. Or next slide. Go ahead.
We got some people in the chat worried. They're like, uh-oh, test time. They didn't study.
That's right. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide.
Orta thinks these look pretty funky. Some of them do, yeah. But pay
Next
attention,
slide.
Orta. Pay attention.
Next slide. Next slide.
Young Coin Hunter doesn't think any of these were ever used. Okay.
Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, we're ready to begin now. So we're going to start at that very first one, and you can go to the next slide, and we're going to talk about it.
So you just want me to go to the next slide? You have
Yeah, go to the next. Right.
Okay, perfect.
How many people believe this was used in a casino for gaming?
So if you think it was used, go ahead and type yes in the chat. And if you don't think it was used, type no. We got a yes. We got a thumbs up. We got a nope. We got another yes. Looks like so far, got a couple not sures. Looks like most are saying yes so far.
All right, let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
For those who said yes, you are correct. These actually are the 3 Holy Grail chips out of Nevada. The Golden Goose, that's the only one known so far. And the rest, the last time it traded hands at over $75,000.
Wow.
The piece and that stuff, there's a rumor that there's a box of 100 out there. No manufacturer made one chip. They made at least 100 chips. So there's somewhere they may have been destroyed. And the rest, the Sands chip in the center is an interesting chip, and that stuff that sells anywhere between 25 and 35,000, maybe 40,000. There's one on eBay right now listed at 18,000 with a crack in it, and the Showboat on the right, and that stuff sells also between $20,000 and $30,000. Now, the story is, and the reason why I show these is the Sands chip and the rest in the center. One of them was found in a flea market for under $10 in Florida and turned around and sold immediately for $5,000 at that point. So there are rarities out there. They can be found, and you just need to know what you're looking for. Next slide.
Mark, real quick, we had a person in chat ask, what era was that Golden Goose chip used, you think?
Late 50s, early 60s.
Okay. There's the the next slide.
Okay, how many believe this was used in the casino?
Again, if you think this was used, yes in chat. Used in casino for gambling. If you don't think it was used in casino for gambling, type in no. We'll try to get it. All right. Hi there, Jesse. Thanks for coming in. Let's see, we got 3 yeses, 2 nos, 2 more nos, 3 more yeses, another yes, another no, another yes, another no, a maybe. Looks like it's pretty split so far. A couple more yeses.
Okay, next slide.
Okay, next slide.
Okay, if you notice on all of these chips, there's an opening and closing date of the thing. Why would a casino put out a chip if they are going out of business? What these are Borland samples. Bill Borland was the first person to actually catalog and come up with the Borland Blue Book of listing of casino chips in Nevada and especially Las Vegas. And a lot of chips were long gone, and he decided to produce these commemorative chips for collectors and the rest. There's about 140 chips associated to him, and the rest, they're out there. A lot of people sell them for real and the rest, but he did manufacture about 30 chips for casinos in this style, which did not have the opening and closing date, which were actually used, but those which have an opening and closing date are 99% sure that they were not used. Next slide. But there's an exception to every rule. We know of 4 casinos, including the Stardust, like this one here, did produce a chip which was used on their tables live just before they closed, and the rest with an opening and a closing date. So there's exceptions to every rule. But there's only about 4 of them that we know of throughout the whole country. Next slide. All right. Again, how many people believe this was used or not used?
So again, yes if you think this was used in gambling. No if you don't think it was used in gambling. Flamingo, Las Vegas. Okay, a couple no's, then a bunch of yeses.
Yeah.
And then let's see who else comes in here.
Jim Follis is on. I see Jim Follis is on.
Okay, hello, Jim Follis.
Next slide.
All right, next slide. Yeah, it looks pretty mixed there.
Yeah. These actually were used in the casino. These were dated. These are metal inlaid chips which were produced between 1948, 1949, period, and the rest. They were used when Bugsy Siegel first opened the casino. Some of them were used just after he was killed, and they switched over. There are some which are out of Florida with the metal inlay. Kentucky and northern Nevada were all in there using these metal inlays, mostly from the mob and the rest. Any of them which have the metal inlay like that can be limited to those 2 years. You know that they're very early. And the thing is that they're quite rare, but not as rare as the first 3 chips. These are probably the $5 chip can be bought for about $5,000. The others between, under $10,000 each, and the rest. It depends on the market. Right now, it's a little depressed, so you can get a bargain for these now if you can find them. Next slide. Okay, how many believe this was used?
Again, yes if you think it was used in gambling. No if you do not. Young Coin Hunter says the boring-looking ones were used and the cool-looking ones weren't. I don't know about that, Young Coin Hunter.
I also see John Benedict is on.
All right. Looks like some people are spreading the word. So we got some no, yes, 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 no, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes.
Okay. Next
a
slide.
little more yes than no, maybe I would guess.
Okay. It was not. If you notice, the one on the right has a 25-cent inlay in it in the center, where the one on the left, which I showed first, has a $25. This was a 25-cent chip. They inadvertently put the $25 on some of them on one side only and some of them on both sides. They were quickly noticed. They were removed, returned to the manufacturer. They were sold out to other people. They were actually turned up at what's known as the Gambler's General Store. Somewhere about 20 to 40 pieces are known with this, and the rest, they generally sell for about $50. It is an error, and it was caught very early. So some did see some play, but for a very short amount of time on the tables. So always look for the inlay, because the inlay, that centerpiece, may have the wrong denomination for the chip you're looking at. So next slide. Okay, again, was it or wasn't it? Jim Folis says he didn't know that. See, that's what I get. A lot of people don't know these stories.
All right. Again, yes if you think it was used. No if you do not think it was used in gambling. So we got a couple of yeses, one no. Bunch of yeses coming in. I'd say a great majority are saying yes. Okay,
next slide. Look at the way he spelled, the way Wilbur is spelled. The one on the left is ER, the one on the right is UR. Actually, both of these chips were used on the table, even with the misspelling. They were both live $100 chips. Somebody noticed it. They just never replaced the ones which were on the table. All of them, like on the one on the right, were drilled. The one on the left was also drilled, but that was filled in using, a paintbrush program and the rest. And they both were turned into key rings for later. So both varieties are out there. Both are known to exist. Next slide. Okay. Again, we're going to ask the question. Yes or no?
What do you guys think? Yes or no? Was this used in gambling? Jim says another lesson learned. This one's a little more split so far. Let's see what else comes in. A bunch of no's, then there's a bunch of yeses. Some say it looks pretty cheap. Looks like a bingo chip, maybe. If it's real, it's a sad chip.
All right, let's go to the next slide.
All right.
Yes, it was used. And it was used in the Bahamas. It looks very cheap and that stuff and the rest, but it is a jeton. And the piece in the upper right-hand corner is a plaque. The Europeans were more familiar with these because of the style of gaming they had and the rest. They were able to throw the pieces across the table and the rest, and they wouldn't go bouncing like the American style, which are the chips you've been seeing up to this point, and the rest. And the thing is that both of these were live in the rest. But the United States has adopted some of these type chips and the rest. And if you go to the next slide, you'll see some from Florida, which are being used currently in the rest at the Hard Rock in Tampa and Hollywood. And I just threw in the middle piece and that stuff. That's a guitar-shaped, plaque, which they tried to make for the Hard Rock in Florida, but Hard Rock turned it down. As you see, it has a denomination of $100,000, but it was never used. But it is guitar-shaped and the rest. This one just happened to turn up. They actually used it as a sample at the Gaming Expo in Vegas, and they decided to no longer use it. So we can move to the next one. One's a little harder. So yes or no?
Yes or no? Was this used in gambling? MGM Grand, Vegas. So far, maybe like 2/3 are saying yes, and then all of a sudden a bunch of no's come in, so maybe not. Let's see. I'd say pretty split so far.
Whenever you're ready, you can move.
All right, let's see.
If you look at the MGM one on the left, notice something at the very bottom, that the lions are facing inward, not facing outward. This is a backup chip. We're not really sure if it was used or how it got out of the casino. It may have gotten out after the fact when they decided to retire those chips, or it may have been used on the table a short amount of time. To give you a couple of other examples and that stuff, when Hard Rock in Tampa was had a hit and run robbery. Some guy stole $25,000 chips off the table and made out the front door. Within an hour, every $5,000 chip in that casino was replaced with a backup chip. A lot of the major casinos have backup sets so that they can replace it if the first ones become compromised. The person went into the person came back to the casino about 10 days later, tried to cash them in. He was promptly caught and arrested. And within an hour, since they had recovered all of the 20 chips that he had taken and everything else had been accounted for, they replaced them with the original chips back on the table. Now, the one on the right is the Playboy Atlantic City. Atlantic City has a unusual, or had an unusual policy and that stuff, that if a casino went out of business, any outstanding chips would, if they were not accounted for when they closed down, they had to put up money in escrow with the New Jersey Gaming Commission, and these chips and the rest had to, and all of these chips had to do it. These chips, this is a backup chip from the Playboy in Atlantic City, and was worth somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 for any of those chips. Well, when they went out of business, they decided that they needed to destroy them. Well, if you notice, there's a metal inlay in the center, and it's very difficult to destroy them in the general way of doing it. And they usually put them in a giant wood chipper, and that usually jams them. So they decided, there was a company in Mississippi which decided that they could destroy them for them. They were shipped down to Green Duck Corporation in Mississippi. They found out that they were having trouble destroying them and the rest, so they decided to do something else. If you go to the next slide.
Real quick, Mark, I don't know if you saw Jim had a question why that inlay is off center on the MGM one. Do you know?
I don't think it's off center. It's just the way that it was scanned in.
Okay.
They decided to bury the chips. They put the chips in a hole. They put a slab of concrete on top of it, and it was left that way. The property itself was, the Green Duck went out of business. The property was sold to the county to build a courthouse. They decided to move the slab, and the workers found this hole with these chips. Buckets of these chips started turning up on eBay within 24 hours of the discovery. What they didn't realize was two things. One is that they could have taken them back to Atlantic City and turned them in, because Atlantic City didn't know they still were not destroyed. And number two, these backup chips and that stuff had values of $3,000 to $5,000. These chips there dropped to under $20 each, almost under $10 each. You can get them for if you get it at the right price. So always having the backup set is not means it's always rare. There's been a couple of television series written about this find and the rest. And if you tried to turn them into Atlantic City, they made you sign an affidavit for that you didn't get them from the dig, and that has since been canceled and that stuff. These are non-redeemable in Atlantic City at all. So they were out there, and that's that they're back up and the rest, but they get out into circulation sometimes themselves. So next slide. This should be a simple one. Hard Rock in Biloxi, Mississippi.
So was this used in gambling or not? Yes or no? And don't be shy. He said it's a simple one, but don't be shy. Make your guess. A couple no's, a bunch of yeses, a couple more no's, a yes, a no, a yes, two more no's,
Yeah.
2 yeses, 2 no's.
Whenever you're ready.
It's like about half of you are going to get it right.
These were not used. These were on the table, ready to be used when the Hard Rock was ready to open, and Katrina came in and destroyed the Hard Rock Hotel and many of the other casinos in Biloxi. People were walking along the beach after the hurricane, picking these up out of the sand, up to the $1,000. So they were never used. That's why, if you notice, they looked a little worn and stuff like that and the rest, but they were never live on the table. They had to rebuild the whole casino, and they had to replace all the chips. These are available. They're not that expensive out there and the rest, but they were never used. So next slide. some of you should, you know. I know Follis will get this one.
What do you think about this one? Was this used in gambling or no? We got one yes, one no. Let's see what the others think. A no, 3 more yeses, 4 yeses, another no, a couple more yeses, another no,
All right, go to the next one.
All right, we'll see.
Actually, these are the 3 Holy Grail in Florida. The Floridian Hotel at the top was a 1929 chip, only 4 $1 denominations with the 1 on it, and the rest are known, undrilled. They were used in 1929, and the rest, Al Capone tried to muscle his way in, and the owners of the casino shut it down before he got more than 30% of it. The Dixie Duck Casino, the one on the lower left, and the rest was a day cruise which sailed out of St. Petersburg, Florida, then moved to Key West. The boat was raided and the rest, and the feds took all of the chips. They were sitting in a warehouse supposedly somewhere in the Keys, but very few of these chips came out. A lot of people like them because it looks funky with the duck and the rest. Dealers who worked on this boat really hated it because they never played blackjack. They played quackjack, and the dealers had to go quack, quack, quack every time somebody got a natural 21. So they hated it. They had to flap their wings, hands under their arms like a duck, and the rest, they hated it. A few of the hundreds have turned out. The $1 is very coveted because everybody wants that. The Club Royale chip on the right was a boat which sailed for a total of 39 sailings out of Riviera Beach, Florida. The boat was left port when a Hurricane Irene was coming, and it was 3 days ahead of it. It sunk off the coast of Florida, and everything went down with them and that stuff. About under 20 of the 250 chips, they usually sell between $300 and $600. So it's out there in the rest, but these are the ones from Florida. Now, if we go to the next slide, I had asked people in the rest and that stuff, and trying to get what are some of the rare chips out of California, since I'm talking to a California group, and I got a few of them. The 2 on the bottom, somebody right now is offering $250 a piece for those 2 chips, and the $1.50 and the $1 Attica Joe's had a whole bunch of denominations and the rest, which are quite rare, and people can't find them, and they're looking for them. They also had both gold and silver tokens used on the tables and the rest, and when gold went up way back when, they withdrew them off the table and the rest. So those are also covenant right now. So each state, each casino, area, and the gaming area has their own holy grails and that stuff. And I wished I could have found the true holy grails out of Florida, but nobody really could come up with them. So we'll go to the next slide. Again, how many believe this was used or not used?
Yes, if you think this was used in gambling. No, if you do not. And looks like it's from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Well, the first 5 said yes, and then there's a don't know. And there's another yes, another yes. Got one no in now.
All right, go to the next slide. It's going to be a little bit larger. Do you notice there's lines throughout this chip and that stuff and the rest? That's a telltale sign. And you go to the next slide. These are chips which were ordered for casinos, but for some reason or another were never used. They were rejected or whatever. The ones, the Lawrenceville one in the upper left, the gold inlay was removed on the chip, the first 2 chips you saw, with acetone. So if you see those lines in there, they removed it trying to sell the chip as a real chip. The city that casino was in wasn't in Lawrenceville. It was in a different city, and gaming in the jurisdiction said you had to have the correct city on there, and the entire order was rejected. Paulson took the chips and sold them through their outlet store and the rest for people. home sets. The one in the upper right was a manufactured chip, and the rest, the problem was that the disc it was used on was slightly thicker than the normal chip should be, and the racks would only hold what would be short either 4 or 5 chips if they put a whole rack, so they rejected them. That company also sold them. The Jockey Club was in Las Vegas. The building is still there. They tried to get a license through gaming. They were rejected. Those chips came out in boxes, and you can buy them up to the $500. The Casino Pangar, we believe there are so many of those chips on the market right now, and the rest, you can find them in almost every junk box, and the rest, we have no idea where they were used, but there were way too many chips to ever have been used. I mean, made for a home set or something like that. We're really not sure, but it was, if it was rejected. The one in the center is a very interesting. Even though the Capri was a hotel and a casino in Havana, when these chips were ordered, were just on the cusp when Castro took over. The order was never delivered because Castro shut down all the casinos in there. The manufacturer, U.S. Playing Card Company, found them and the rest, and they sold them in boxes and the rest. So be very careful on some of these chips that you are, that it was actually used. I mean, they were ordered, but there's some out there in the rest which are so pristine that these were not used. And almost every denomination, almost every letter which was used on the roulette tables and that stuff are out there. So just be cautioned if you're looking at the Capri chips. Most of the others were always used. Okay, we can move on to the next one. Okay, let's look at the next. I'm pretty sure everybody can answer this one, and the rest, I'm going to move a little bit quickly. You can go to the next slide. You don't have to. These are all fantasy chips. The one in the upper right is sold in the gift shop at the hotel. The one in the upper left was the Gambler's General Store. They have a whole series about this and the rest. The Scan Casino, and that stuff. There's a whole bunch of series like that, which Paulson sold through their stores with different names. They look like real casinos, but those inserts, the pink things and the rest of the telltale sign, and of course the Crazy Legs Casino was a Chipco home set piece. So none of these were ever used. People tried to sell them all the time as being used in the casino. These were not, and that stuff just make sure. Okay, we can go to the next one. And we're almost done. This one should also be very easy for a lot of people. So was it or wasn't it?
So was this used in gambling or no? Let's see what they think. Greg saying yes. Richard says yes. Michael's yes. Gringo yes. Jim no. A few more yeses. A couple more no's. More yeses. Looks like most say yes, I think.
Okay. You can go to the next slide. It was not. It was used in the movie Jinx in their casino, but it was never live. These are movie prop chips. Made up for the movie with Bette Midler and the rest called Jinx. Okay. And the rest, if you go to the next slide, and the rest, these are all movie props. The one in the upper left was used in the movie Blind Fury. Looking to Get Out is in the middle with the MGM. The right one is Rush Hour 2, which they had chips, including rubber ones, when they blew up the casino. The lower left was from the movie Rounders. Hangover is the chip in the middle, which says Riviera. And the one on the right was James Bond License to Kill. Now, we're going to come back to the James Bond chip in a minute. I do want to go to the next slide, though, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about this. This is a screenshot for a movie called Captain Jack. It was about the killing of Gus Bolas, who started the Miami Subs chain of things and then started the Sun Cruise gambling boats out of Florida. He was murdered outside of his home and the rest in Florida, and they made a movie. And these are the chips, actually, which were used in that thing. But if you go to the next slide, they were actually used on the Aquasino boat as a live chip before that, and that boat went out of business, and I guess were sold to a prop house, which they used in the casino in the movie. So some chips, even with the ones used in movies, sometimes will turn up were used originally in casinos to begin with. And we'll go to the next slide. Now, again, we're going to go back to License to Kill. License to Kill, this is a very difficult chip to attribute, because the thing is that when they produce these chips, they produced them in all denominations for the movie and the rest, License to Kill. Paulson also felt that they could make money for selling them in their outlet stores, so they produced even more of them in the same ones like they supposedly used in the movie. Now let's go to the next slide. And if you look at that, these are all different styles and different ones with different colors and different inlays and the rest. And Paulson just kept producing them and producing them, producing them. And there's one problem in the rest, that if anybody sits down and actually scans through the movie, if we go to the next slide, this is the only screenshot of any chip you can see clearly is the $10 one, which I didn't show in any of the other ones you've seen. So be very careful in that stuff if they say, yes, it was used in the movie. This is the only one which you can actually say that was being used in there. So, and that is, if you go to the next thing, that is the end of my talk. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask me.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Mark. That was a great presentation, and hopefully everybody else in the chat and people watching here agree that was great. And if you do have any questions for Mark, feel free to type them on in there and ask. And yeah, that was really interesting. Appreciate that. Everybody's saying awesome presentation. Very nice. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Greg Burns, how many casino chips are in your collection?
Well, in mine, probably in just to Florida alone, I have over 4,000 different.
Wow.
I have others and that stuff, probably close to 7,000 in my collection.
Walter Ostromecki says he enjoyed it. He rates it 3 virtual tomatoes. Which I'm sure you'll get that. Most others probably don't, but that's okay. Let's see. Any other? Aunt Orda asked about the same thing about how many chips do you own. I think you just got that. Aunt Orda wants to know, are you a gambler? Do you gamble?
I do gamble. I play poker and the rest. And is it somewhat an easier way of getting the chips?
Yeah, I would guess so. And then I just saw another question there. Where did it go? I just saw, Steel Horses. Do casinos produce commemorative or special event chips?
They do. And they've cut back lately in the rest because most of the casinos feel that commemorative chips and the rest, their chips are used for gaming, not for collecting. A lot of the casinos don't like collectors. They feel that they're the thorn in their side and that stuff, but they do produce them. And the rest, Hard Rock produced a ton of them, and the rest in Vegas, a few out of Florida and the rest. But most of them have scaled back because, trying to get a complete collection of them is very difficult. But they do produce them, and they are out there in the rest. So, yes.
Steve Woods just asked, since he's not likely to find a rare one, what's the going price for ordinary chips, and do being drilled detract from the value?
It depends, really. Some of the collectors and that stuff. There's one thing strong in the casino chip thing is slabbing is actually kind of banned, because the thing is that they want to hold the chip. This is history to most of us who collect chips, and they want to be able to hold it. A drilled chip, sometimes that's the only way you can get it. Right. More than 90% of the flamingo chips are drilled. If you can get one in the rest, the Bugsy Siegel chips, other ones and that stuff, if you can get it undrilled, usually it's about 300 times more than the value of the drilled chips. So yeah, they are collectible in the rest, and they are, a chip off the table usually will sell for $2 to $3, a $1 chip, even if it's just off the table fresh,
Wow. Greg Burns is asking, what's the typical production cost for casino chips? I don't know if you know that.
It depends. Usually it's anywhere from 30 cents for a hot stamp, 30 to 40 cents, up to about 89, 90 cents each, depending. So they make money even on a $1 chip, which walks off the table. The 50 cent and 25 cent chip, those low denominations, they have to. Some casinos have to produce them, but the thing is it costs them more to produce them, and people go in and will buy racks of them just to use them in the home sets.
We got another question here from Antorta. What is your favorite chip, and how many years have you been collecting?
Well, collecting and that stuff, I've been dealing. I actually started collecting gambling-related items when I was 14, when I started in the hobby. But I was collecting slot tokens at the time. I switched the chips around when I turned 18 or 19. I was there. I'm charter member number 6 in the Casino Chip Club, so I was there at the very beginning. I went through, what is it, and I noticed that I like completeness in my collection, and nobody ever cataloged Florida, so I started cataloging Florida, and that's what I switched into.
Very, very good. Michael Bale says, Father has an old Castaways 100, any value? I don't know if you know that one offhand, or where would someone go to look if they wanted to look up?
Not really.
Okay. I'm sure people are going to be digging through drawers.
It's a book which is called the Chip Rack. It lists all. Okay. Oh yeah, the Chip Rack, which they just came out with, I think, the 20th edition, and the rest lists all of Nevada. It's basically the rest. They try to keep up with it. So the thing is if you don't have a most current thing, it will give you a range as to what their value is in the rest, or you can look on eBay or something like that. Yes.
Okay. What about silver strikes? Do you collect those? Or? I think might have cut out just there.
I'm a big collector. I have her collection. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I said silver strikes and that stuff. My mother was a major collector of those. I have her collection. There's probably about 1,000 different pieces in her collection. So yes, I do have silver strikes.
Oh. Very cool. All right, Mark. Well, definitely really appreciate you doing that presentation for us. I think just about everybody said it was a great presentation and really enjoyed that. So we do want to thank you for doing that. And again, thanks to Walt Ostromecki for putting you in touch with us. And just so you know, what we do for our speakers at our meetings is we usually give them one of our Silver Club medals. So I'll be having to have you email me your address, and you'll be getting one of this. This is our 2019 Silver Medal by Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint, and has the 150th anniversary to Pacific Railway design. This was actually done when the Pacific Railway was completed. It's the HK12 SoCal dollar design. So he did a really good job. And it's our 60th anniversary club medal. So we'll be sending one of those to you.
I thank you very much.
So very good. Again, thank you again, Mark. And we're going to go ahead and get into show and tell. I did invite you if you wanted to do anything for show and tell. You can. I know you showed us all kinds of cool stuff just there.
Yeah. No, I'm fine right now. I'll watch everybody else's.
Okay. Well, great. So I'll go ahead and again, everybody, thanks, Mark. Give thanks to Mark, and thanks again, Mark. We'll go ahead and go get on to our show and tell.
Right.
All right, we got Don there. Don, have you gotten everybody's information for tickets? I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't typed in the chat recently, or you haven't typed anything in the chat, make sure Don is aware of it and get you in there for show and tell. We definitely want to do that.
Yes, I have been getting everyone's names down.
Okay, and I got to do this, and let's see who's first for show and tell. I think we're going to go to Greg Berkovitz because I see him. So if you're ready, Greg, we're going to go ahead and bring you into the stream here. And then I know you're going to share your screen when you want to talk about something here, so we can help you with that.
Give me a second here.
All right. And again, I just want to thank everyone who's come to check out the meeting, to watch that great presentation. Remember, if you missed any of it, this will be posted later, and you'll all be able to see that. So. All right.
You got me?
I see you. You're up and talking to everybody. I just don't see the screen yet that you're sharing.
Okay.
You got to go to the bottom, share screen, and then give it permission, and then probably click your desktop or whichever one we were doing.
Okay, give me a second.
Yep, no problem. Got about 50 people in here tonight, and a pretty good turnout. Really do appreciate that. Hopefully everybody's doing well. See a lot of people from our regular club meetings and a bunch of other people that just from all over the country, which is great. I'm not seeing it yet, Greg. So
All right, I'm working on it.
working on it. Okay. If you want, I can go and do another one and then come back to you if you think you need a minute.
Give me one more second and let's see if I can get it now.
Okay, no problem. Don't let me rush you too much. Hello, Kevin. How you doing? Burton Strauss, is this the Glendale Club selling remote? Are we selling remote or online memberships? I mean, we haven't really solicited that. And I do see your stuff here, Greg, so we'll go ahead and add that. But I guess if you wanted to do that as a donation to the club, I mean, it definitely helps us out, Burton. And we'll go ahead and add just here. So now we're seeing your full screen, Greg. So if we want to maximize your Word document.
Is that the full screen you got now?
I'm seeing the window that we're all looking at right now.
And it's the full page.
I'm not seeing your presentation. You might have picked the wrong one there. You're sharing the StreamYard window right now.
Oh. All right, go on to somebody else. Let me get this figured out.
All right, let me remove that for now, and then you can try to do that. So I'll go ahead and do the next one, and then we'll come back to Greg. Sorry about that. The first show and tell came in from Rosemary Duff, and let me go ahead and bring that up, and then I'm going to have to share my screen, so hopefully I don't have too much trouble with this. So just give me a minute. I'll get that up there. I got to move a couple windows around. And it should just take just a second. Sorry about that. And I got to resize that. I got to bring up the text. Now I got to go to share my screen. I've done this, so I know what to do. There we go, right there. You guys should all be seeing this. I'll make that full screen. Then I can read what Rosemary sent in. Here is a coin that Rosemary saw online and has £1 written on it over 25 times. So this is a certificate of authenticity that came with the coin. It's on the new 12-sided £1 date stamp issue. And if you want to read some of that information there, I might even be able to make that bigger. It looks like they had to do a new £1 coin because of serious counterfeiting problems starting in 2017. They said 1 in 30 of the £1 coins were thought to be counterfeit at the time. So now the new one is the most secure coin in the world. And basically it has micro lettering around the rim reading £1 many, many times. And I'll show some images of that. Now I got to change the zoom back because I played with that when I probably shouldn't have. Let me just go here and go to fit to screen. How about that? So there's the coin right there. And it's the new £1 coin. There's the image, and it's really hard to make out on these images, I believe, but I think this is the one here. If I zoom in, I'm not totally familiar with this, but I think real tiny right here, like hopefully you can see my mouse moving around here, along the rim, it says £1, £1, £1, really tiny micro print all the way around the rim. So they say it's on there over 25 times, so really interesting piece for sure. So thanks for sending that in, Rosemary Duff. All right, and is Greg ready to rock? Greg, I see you're just trying to share something there. I don't think this is it. I mean, I'll put it up for half a second just to see, but that looks like it's just part of your taskbar there, so that's not going to be it. You got the wrong thing popping up there, so I'll do another one. You can. I would take that down and try another one. All right. Next up, I'll do another show and tell. And sorry if when I'm doing the show and tell, I really can't follow along with chat. So maybe Don, if you see something come up in chat, let me know, and then we'll be able to, if people have questions or comments or something comes up. The next one is, let me bring that up. I got to share my screen again. There's probably a little bit easier way to do this, but we're getting through it. This was sent in actually last month by Steve Sussman. You guys might know in my newsletters or when I get out the email, I say, hey, make sure to get me your show and tell by a certain time. And this one, I guess, was just past the cutoff, so I missed it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it this month. And Steve Sussman sent this one in, said that this person here, I think it's Mithridates the sixth, I'm guessing, says that he was a tyrant, jailed, and killed his mom, he thinks, But he was a great soldier and kept the Pontic kingdom free of Romans, at least until his death. The neat thing about this gold coin is ancient graffiti on it. Doesn't know what it means. He's been trying to research it in ancient Greek. Not really sure. Might stand for God or the first or last part of that. And then he said, if time, go ahead and use this for show and tell. So here's the coin there in the slab, and then there's the other side. And again, here on these NGC ancient slabs, it tells you that we got Alexander III, and then on the other side, it's Athena seated. So there's the reverse. And then we've got some close-ups here. It's a really cool ancient gold coin. And you can see here the graffiti right there in the field. And just kind of fun to try to figure out what that is or who put that there or maybe why they did it. And then I'll show the close-up of the other side there too. Just a really cool coin that Steve sent in there. So we do appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more because I don't see another thing popped up yet by Greg. Actually, just popped something up, but it's the wrong thing again. Greg, if you want to email me real quick, that file, maybe I can put it up for you. Let me go ahead and do Phil's talk or Phil's show and tell here. Okay, this one here while I'm sharing the screen. Phil Iverson sent this in. He says this here is an older chip from the Harris Club. Or Harold's Club, I'm sorry. Harold's Club. I had Harris on my mind after watching that presentation. So this is Harold's Club, $5. It says for fun. And then here's the other side. And then he sent in another one, and he says this is a more recent chip with the same image on both sides there. More recent chips. So they got the same image on both sides. So those were sent in by Phil Iverson. And let me go ahead and pull that back down, and we'll get Greg up to see what he wants to try to do here. Greg, you got yourself muted there right now.
Okay. Now, share the screen.
And we did test this earlier, so we know that we're close. So, see, what you're sharing there is just like a little icon. I'll add it real quick just so you can see. It just looks like the bot, like it has a little camera icon and a microphone icon and like a Firefox thing.
You got anything now?
That's what I got right there. Is what I'm showing everybody right now. Just that's all that's coming through from you. Looks like you're sharing the wrong thing. When you have the choices of what thing to share, you're picking the wrong one. So, sorry about that. I do got a couple more I can do if you.
Yeah, you know.
Sorry about that. All right, the next one. Let me bring it up real quick. Let's see who's next. I think Albertus sent the next one in, and let me go ahead and pull that up. I have to share my screen now. So, Greg, I'm just going to say, I just click share screen. I get options to share my entire screen, and I got two screens, so I just have to pick screen 1 or 2. If you have that option, there's tabs at the top to share your entire screen. Try to do that, and you'll see previews of what you're trying to share there. I would try to do that.
I do that, and I see you can select StreamYard, Firefox, or entire screen.
I would try to do entire screen. Have you tried that? All right. Well, let me go through and do Albertus is here. So yeah. Albertus Hugeveen sent this in. He's attaching images of a Netherlands 2.5 Gilder coin. He's been looking for this piece on various auctions, but has not had any luck finding one. The other day, he was looking through one of his junk boxes, and guess what he found? This 2.5 Gilder coin. He says there are only, 2 coins minted in the Netherlands in the year of his birth, and now he has both pieces, but we'll try to upgrade them. So there's one of them, right? That's the one side right there. And let me bring up the other side. And of course, it went on my other screen. And there's the other side there, 1937, 2.5 Gulden from the Netherlands, 1937. So there's only 2 coins from Albertus' year of birth from the Netherlands, and now he's just got to upgrade them. So, all right, let's see if we got Greg working here. Doesn't look like. And we got Greg here. Now you can try the other option when you go to share screen, Greg, is it gives you the option to share application window. You can share entire screen or share application window. I don't know if you can see that on your end. So we can try that. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and pop up another one because I got at least one more here. Let's do that. Now I share my screen again. So again, I'm clicking share screen, and I just click entire screen, screen 2, and then share. So this one here was sent in by Barry Newman. It says, hello, Mike. I believe this coming Friday night's another club meeting. I'd like to submit this for show and tell. It's a pattern $50. And to be more specific, the coin is the J237 1859 pattern $50, PCGS graded, approved 65 with CAC sticker. He says some specs on the coin. It's described as the Longacre French head design obverse coupled with a $50 serial wreath reverse. It's believed that 50 or so examples of this coin exist, and 3 coins are graded 65 by PCGS with only one higher in 66. He believes this is the only specimen that's received the CAC sticker as well. So he enclosed the photos of the coin and thanks us for checking it out. That's just beautiful. And then here's the close-up true view photo they did of it. So that is a cool piece. So thank you very much, Barry, for sharing that with us. That is pretty darn cool. All right, Greg, I think we're working. I think we're cooking with gas here. There we go.
You got the full page?
You're up. Full page is up.
Okay, what we're going to look at tonight is the 1869 $10 legal tender rainbow note, also known as the Jackass note, which is a Friedberg 96. The note is the 1869 Rainbow Series. The Rainbow Series feature is caused by the green overprint in the top third, along with the use of tinted paper, which was patented by the Wilcox Company, 1866. All this adds to the rainbow effect, which was an anti-counterfeiting device. Now, once again, the nickname of this note is a Jackass note. And the $10 legal has acquired the apropos nickname of Jackass, which has to do with the eagle in this center section. But the vignette on the lower left, is that of smiling Daniel Webster, the famed orator and statesman, and the vignette on the lower right is that of the Indian maiden Pocahontas being presented to an assemblage of Europeans. This vignette has been variously titled Introduction of the Old World to the New, which is the Treasury Department nomenclature, or Pocahontas presented at court. Now, why is this note called a Jackass note? Well, if you turn the eagle upside down, which is the one on the lower left here, you'll see upside down it looks a little like a jackass or a mule, this being the snout, face, and the heads. And that's how many notes get nicknames from the engravings that are reinterpreted. These are the two different backs that were used on the 1869 and the later notes. So that's how this note became the Jackass note. So if you got any questions, let me know.
Very cool, Greg. And for those of you guys that aren't familiar with Greg, he's like the paper money guy at our club. He's the guy to go to for that kind of stuff, and he likes sharing information on that. So if you have questions on that stuff, I mean, you can get them to me, and I could always ask him. And Greg, I think if anybody wanted a copy of your stuff, or if they wanted to read this, we can make that available for them too. Correct? Yeah,
you can just email uspaper@earthlink.net, and that's me.
Okay. Green Girl's asking, how rare is that Jackass note?
there's plenty of them because there are there were the 1869 and then there were the 1875 and 1880s. The rainbow note was a single series note, and all the other ones are, shall I say, black and whites. But they're available, but as in any paper item, condition. And like an AU of the rainbow note, today's would run around 2,400, and a Unc CU would probably be $10,000. But that's for the particular 1869 rainbow note. The rainbow series had a 1, 2, a 5, and a 10, if I remember correctly.
Cool.
But you can find them, but in a lesser condition. Obviously, the impact of the rainbow printing is less, but you can still find some good like AU 50s.
And that one, there's a star note too. That's cool.
That's not.
And
Yes, it has a star. It has a star in it, but the star notations weren't actually used for replacement notes until around 1910, if I remember correctly. What they did, why they would put stars and other little things at the end of serial numbers back then, was to forestall counterfeiters, because counterfeiters would take notes like this, and if there wasn't a figure at the end of the serial number, they would just add an extra serial number.
Oh, okay.
So it would be different. But the actual star note notation didn't start until about 1910, I believe.
Very, very cool. Well, thanks again for doing that, Greg. Appreciate
All
that.
right, my pleasure. And next time I should be able to do it a lot quicker.
Well, hey, we'll make it work one way or another. So,
all right.
Do appreciate that. All right. Next up, Don, you want to do show and tell next?
I can do show and tell, sure.
All right, you're first.
All right, so I've got this nice, fat, thick PCGS slab. And if we turn it the right way, we have this. Come on, focus, please. Maybe.
It's not going to focus when you want it to.
Well, I know. I was hoping. Seriously? It won't focus? My phone won't focus?
Yes, that's right, Jack. We see a paper money presentation coming soon. There will be a paper money presentation coming soon. That's true.
So this is a note that was salvaged from the Andrea Doria shipwreck.
It really won't focus, will it?
No, it really is not going to focus.
It was perfect when you showed it to me earlier.
I know. I don't know what it's trying to focus on. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
There it is.
So, that's if I bring it up close.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let me show you the note. Obviously, the note was underwater for a bit, so it's kind of rough, to say the least. And then there's the PCGS little verification thing, and it's in a big, huge, thick slab, and then they wrap the whole entire slab around with the PCGS tape to seal it in. And that's it.
Very, very good. All right, so I guess then I got show and tell, though.
Excellent.
My show and tell is this one right here, the 2020 Basketball Hall of Fame Kids set. And the Basketball Hall of Fame commemoratives came out several months ago. I ordered this set because the Mint said there's a $50 in this set that's only available in the set, a special finish. And they finally just got delivered this last week. So I don't know what the holdup was, maybe all this fancy packaging. So it's got this outer box in it, and then it opens up, tells you a little bit about the history of basketball and the thrill of the game. And in the middle there, it's got some kids playing basketball, and then you see the coin there, and if you tilt it, the coin goes from the kid to the hoop. So that's the packaging there. And it's just a clad $50, and it's an enhanced uncirculated. It says on the back of the packaging, or not here. That's just a quiz about basketball. It's on the back of this part. It's called the Enhanced Uncirculated $50. So it's just got a little bit different finish than the regular half. So it says the mintage limit of the $50 is 750,000. That includes the regular clad, the regular proof, and this one. I think this is limited to 75,000 sets. So I got this one, and if you haven't seen the half, it's got like the man and the woman, and then someone in a wheelchair tossing a basketball on that side, and then on this side, and it's a curved coin, kind of like the baseball one. And then on that side, it's got a basketball going into a hoop, and it's really hard to show in this packaging, of course, but you guys can all see that on the Mint website if you're really interested in those. So very, very cool. And I think with that, that is the end of our show and tell. And I think that means it's probably time to do some giveaways. Has everyone gotten into the giveaway, we think? Kevin Wolf just comes in and says, I'm late.
He's late, but
You already got a ticket in?
Already got his ticket.
So you're pretty confident you got everybody. So if you haven't talked in chat at all this entire time, you should
haven't talked at all.
And he can get your ticket in there real quick, because otherwise we're going to start giving some of this stuff away, and then we'll get into an auction. And again, if you don't know the auction items, look in the description of this video down below. There's going to be 15 items. These are all items that are owned by the Glendale Coin Club. They're all going to be starting at $1. Shipping's going to be a flat $5, whether you win one item or whether you win them all. And all the proceeds benefit the club. We're not allowed to do club raffles like we would do at our general meeting, so we're just doing it as an auction style to raise a few bucks for the club. So got a whole bunch of people saying they're here. Did you miss any of those, or you think you got them all?
I just put in Hidden and Midnight Silver Run, but everyone else, I've got Jesse, Elton, Maneta, Larry Powell, Kevin, Antorta, Dennis Berry. I've got all y'all.
All right.
Hold on. Wait. Jag Wolf's another one. It's new.
And remember, if you win
NH,
anything in the raffle, so prizes, or if you win anything in the auction, you need to send me an email to either claim your prizes or to get going for payment. I just put my email address in the chat there. The Nightbot puts it in there, mike@kittlecoins.com. Brian Druin, how you doing?
Yep, Brian, I got you. Oh, hold on. Silver Moose. Yep, you're late.
I'm late. I'm latte. It looks like it says. Very cool. All right, we're going to go ahead. The first prize, whenever you're done with that, Don, the first prize, I'm just going to remind people. I'll go through the prizes real quick. It's the Swiss 1 franc that was donated by Clarence that we previously won. We got a 1963 Denver Franklin half uncirculated. We got one of our 2018 Club Overstrike medals. Got a 2019 copper medal and a 2020 Silver Eagle. These aren't in the same order we're going to give away. And then this is going to be our second prize. We got these 3 copy coins. It's a 33 Double Eagle. Sorry, 1933. I don't want to do that. And then the 1849 Double Eagle. And then a 1795 Half Eagle. And also with that, the 1795 Half Eagle does come with a certificate of authenticity, certifying that it's not a real coin. So that's kind of a little bit of an oxymoron there. But it certifies that this is a 1795 Half Eagle proof, individually struck by the National Collector's Mint, blah, blah, blah. It's 24 karat pure gold clad bronze. And it has 6 micrograms of gold weight.
Ooh.
So that's probably, at today's gold prices, that's got to be worth maybe a cent or two, right?
Micrograms? No, that's about a 16th of a cent.
MG is just milligrams. That's even more.
Oh, milligrams? Maybe 2 cents.
So it's probably about 2 cents of gold there.
Yeah, about 2 cents.
So the bronze in here is worth more than the gold, probably.
Yes, that is a fact.
Okay, so that's that. So that'll be, and along with that, and these were donated to the club, we're going to get this set of Confederate currency. And these are antique reproductions. And I'll just go through these real quick because maybe not everybody has seen these. There's a $1,000 note, Bank of the United States. That's not Confederate, so that probably doesn't even belong in here. There's a $500 note, a $100 C note. That's why they call the 100 a C note right there. State of Louisiana. This is a $5 Treasury warrant from Texas. Bank of Chattanooga, $2. State of Florida, $1. And then State of Alabama, $100. These are all blank on the other side. They're like fake antique looking. And on the back, whoever bought this originally paid $1.95 at some museum gift shop, I'm guessing, on these. So you'll get that, and you'll get the other 3 copy coins. That's one giveaway prize, and those were all donated. So I'll put those back. And Don, you about ready? You got the barrel of tickets
I'm ready.
out?
Yep.
All right, so who's the first name that's going to win the Swiss franc? That's a 835 silver coin BU from 1963.
There we go. It is G-Dub.
G-Dub is the winner of the Swiss franc. Perfect. Congratulations to you. And then we'll give away all this counterfeit copy reproduction stuff all together as one lot. Who is the next winner?
The next winner is Darth Silver Smith.
Darth Silver Smith. Very cool. Congratulations for that.
Or Sith. Sorry, Darth Silver
Sorry,
Sith.
Sith.
Not
I thought that was
Sith.
that's
My bad.
cool.
Sorry. Sorry. Jeez. Sorry.
Close enough. Close. But he's a Sith, not a Smith. Next up, what are we giving away? Let's do the Franklin $50, right? And then I gotta give that to Mark. That's Mark's coin. We can't give that away. All right. Who's gonna win a 63D Benji?
That would be Majestic.
Majestic Sounds of Coins. You got yourself a nice beautiful $50. Very cool. That is Majestic. And then we got this one here. I'll show you guys this one in case you're not familiar with it. This is our 2018 Glendale Coin Club medal. We didn't have a normal medal made, so we had these overstrikes made that year. So what we did is we took the 2018 copper Barber Zombucks design, and we used had Dan Carr put our regular die in the press and just smash our die into one side and then flatten the other side. So if you get it just at the right angle, you can make out that it's the Barber head that says 2018. So it's pretty cool overstrike. So that is the next prize.
And the next winner is Michael Bales. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
I thought you were going to say me. All right.
You know you can't win. I can't win either.
Oh, not in there? Okay. I didn't think I was.
No.
Michael Bales, congratulations. That is yours. And next is going to be a 2019 Glendale Coin Club Dan Carr Moonlight Mint copper medal. Got the California Bear. And then this is a reproduction or redo of the design of the HK-12 1869 Pacific Railway medal. Really nicely done. It's like real high relief too. So who won that?
That is a Johnny Kilo.
Johnny Kilo is the winner of the 2019 Glendale Coin Club medal. Congratulations. And I don't know, does anybody want a 2020 Silver Eagle? I know Aunt Orta loves Silver Eagles. He's probably hoping you pick his name, but who's going to win the 2020 Silver Eagle?
I don't know, I'm still mixing. Hold on.
And then just remember
flash it around for a minute.
Yeah, you're going to mix it up. Make sure that it's all mixed up. But right after this, we'll do an auction. We got 15 cool items coming up. The list is in the description below, and hopefully some of you guys participate because everything's starting at $1. So
all right, everybody ready?
Silver Eagle.
That is Mr. Kevin Wolf.
Kevin Wolf. He wasn't even here the whole time. He came in late.
Well, you can't help that. Everyone gets their chance, whether they come in late or not.
Kevin. I'm just teasing. Congratulations to Kevin Wolf. Very, very cool. And that was our giveaways. And again, thanks all the people that support the club, not only through just different donations and being members, but also by buying stuff in the auction that we're going to start pretty soon. All that helps us be able to do the giveaways like that. And so instead of just having like one little attendance prize like we would do at our normal meetings and stuff like that, this is I think this is fun. And hope you guys agree. And then with that, I think we're going to get into an auction. What do you think, Don?
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. I'm here. I'm ready to bid. I don't even know what you're selling.
Ready to bid?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to put a couple of things in the chat real quick so you guys know. What's that, Don? Sorry?
I was bidding $1.
Oh, you're already bidding $1? Okay.
Well, I was trying.
I'm just reminding everybody, if you're going to bid, make sure you're on live video. There'll be a red dot next to where it says live if you're watching on YouTube. And
You mean live chat?
And live chat, the live video and live chat. But what you see in chat as far as bidding goes is what matters. Because you might, if I say 3, 2, 1 sold, it might already be sold by the time you hear me say 3, because sometimes there's a little delay. So focus on the chat, please, if you can. And if there's any bids that are real close, like something comes in right before, I'll show my screen if I need to. And then if winners of the auction, you need to email me after it's over so then I can send you an invoice. We do expect payment by PayPal pretty promptly. If you want to mail me a check or cash or a money order, that's fine too. And then shipping of $5 no matter what you win. So that is good. That works out. So the people that win like the small coins and the cheap stuff, we make $1 or $2 off you on that. The people that win the more expensive stuff that has to go in a priority box, we lose a couple dollars. It's just easier just to say $5 straight across the board. That said, item number 1, this one right here. And I probably should get Don off the screen because he's still showing a show and tell, huh? There we go. That's only Don on the screen. That's not what I want to do. This screen. Perfect. This here is the 2019, and this is from, what mint is this? This is San Francisco, Apollo 11 commemorative $50. This is clad, but it's as Big Mill Hunt Silver here on YouTube would say, this is some rad clad. This is the cool stuff right here. It's got the real famous this image from the helmet. Got the boot print, real cool $50. It doesn't have a box or paperwork, just the capsule. That's what it is. And we got bids 15, 16, 18, 20, 21 from Kevin Speaks. Kevin Speaks is in the lead at $21. Remember, all of these items are owned by Glendale Coin Club, so all proceeds go to Glendale Coin Club. So we got 21 with Kevin Speaks, and I'm not going to waste tons of time. We're not going to give you minutes and Herb, no, you don't. As long as you're willing to pay for it and wait and email me right after if you win something. Well, I'm not going to ship things till I'm paid. So as long as you do your part, we'll do our part. So no registration needed. If you're under 18, though, we ask that you do have your parents' permission to bid, and that's pretty much it. So what's up for auction right here, Rebel Stacker? If you look up, this is a 2019 S Apollo 11 commemorative $50. It's the curves coin, boot print, and it's the proof. Doesn't come with the box and paperwork, but it's cool. And we do have a bid of 21 by Kevin. And I'm going to go ahead and count it down in the chat. I won't say it aloud because I don't want any confusion. I want you to focus on the chat. That's what's going to matter. Sold to Kevin Speaks for 21. And I got to write that down so I don't mess this up. There we go. Next up, this is going to be the next lot. This is a ½ silver coin. Let me post the information in before you start bidding. Rebel, your 22 came in quite a bit after I typed in sold. So I'm sorry, I can't take that, even though I'd love to get an extra $1 or $2 for the club, but I can't do that. If you need me, I can show the screen. What you type, just so everybody knows, when you type things into the YouTube chat, it shows it a little higher in the chat than the rest of us see it, just because of some of the delay. So we do apologize for that. Hope you understand, Rebel. No, you're not going to hear a countdown, Rebel, because I don't want to be saying 3, 2, 1, and then in the chat it already be sold because I know there's a delay. So you got to focus on the text. You got to focus on the chat. I'll tell you when I'm about to do a countdown, but you got to focus on stuff. Sorry about that, Rebel. And in Rebel, if you want to email me, if you really want one of those $50, I know Don SoCal Box Breaks works at the coin shop. I might even have another laying around. We could probably hook you up. So if you were really wanting one of those, send me an email. All right. So on that, this is, I should show the coin. This is the 2014 Australia War in the Pacific. It says Battle of the Coral Sea at the top. War in the Pacific, 1941 through 45. This is an Australian coin. And it is, how many nines silver? 3 nines silver, ½ ounce. Real cool piece. And Dennis had started us out at 12 bucks. Then it went 13, 14, 15 to Joe Sharp. Yeah, appreciate you understanding there, Rebel. But like I said, if you really did want one of those, they say they're out at the shop. I'm sure I have one somewhere I could dig up if you really wanted one, Rebel. 15 bucks to Joe Sharp. And again, I'm going to count it down pretty soon. Guitar Gills comes right in at 19, though. Good to see you, Guitar Gill. If you guys like to hear some music every now and then and like guitar music, I know John Duff might want to check it out. Guitar Gill has a channel, and he plays live music on there on YouTube every so often. Very cool. Joe is out, so I'm going to count it down for Guitar Gill. I'll try to do the countdowns a little bit slower. I know I did the last one a little rapid fire. But if you want to bid on something, bid on it. Don't try to snipe. I mean, I know some people like sniping. So Guitar Gill sold 19. Appreciate that. That was item number 2. Item number 3 is this piece right here. Lots number 3 and 4. Just to let you know, there are going to be a couple Belgian 5 franc coins. And I just got to undo that because I did the wrong thing. And I just did it again. Hold on. I'm trying to copy and paste, but I pasted over what I was copying. There we go. This here is an 1869 Belgian 5 franc coin. I believe it has around 3/4 of an ounce actual silver weight. You guys can, I should have looked up the actual silver weight ahead of time. I think it's I think it's 0.7234, the same as like 2 of our $half. I don't think it's the same as a Morganell. I think it's just under. And then it's just got a really nice design. Or let me see if I can focus it. There we go. 1869 5 francs. Starting at $1. We got a bit of 6, a bit of 10, a bit of 14. And then the one right after this will be for the 1873. So you got a couple chances, or if you want to, if you're collecting these by date, you got a chance at 2 of them right there. NCF XSTI comes in at 18. Hey there, Ilya. Good to see you. NCF XSTI at $18. Sniper no sniping. Well, you can try to snipe it. I don't make it easy. I know there's some auctions here on YouTube where they take 5 minutes to auction off one item because I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. Or maybe they're just trying to squeeze out every dollar. Or maybe they know there's a lot of people that like having fun with the sniping. But I try to sell them a little quicker. I don't want to waste anybody's time, and we want to get to the next stuff too. So here's the coin again. We got SoCal at 19, NCF at 20. 1869. What was that? 151 years old. NCF at 20. SoCal says, Gareth, package going out to you tomorrow. Slow as heck. Oh, don't worry. I still got, like, for the last couple streams, I still got a bunch of giveaway stuff. I think everybody paid me for stuff I've sent out. But I'm going to go ahead and count it down for NCF. And hopefully the delay is not too much in chat. I know usually when we do this through StreamYard, the delay isn't too bad. That's sold to NCF for 20. Thank you very much, everyone, for the bids. They are appreciated. There is the next coin. I'll copy the info, and we can bid. Bam. There we go. This is the 1873 Belgian 5 francs. The obverse. There's a look at the reverse. Sorry, my webcam sometimes focuses and then sometimes doesn't. But I'll try to get you at least a good look at it. Opening bid of $1. Joe comes in at 10. SoCal jumps it right to 21. You missed out on the last one. I think you might want to at least get one of them, it sounds like. Deanne tried to bid there, but SoCal's got the prior 21. Joe is out. He's got a real detailed design on these too. SoCal box breaks at $21. And count it down. The end comes in at 22. The 1873 Belgium 5 francs. And Deanne's like, hurry up and count it down so SoCal can't bid. That's what she's thinking. I know it. I know it. Which I'm gonna start counting it down. And that is yours, Deanne. 22. Thank you very much. What is next? I got to look at my list here. This one, we've had a couple of these in previous meetings because the club did get a whole roll of these not too long ago, so we do have a few. So you might even see one next month. I don't know. But that is the lot number 5. It's the OPM right there. 1 ounce silver round, 1 troy ounce. And this side's pretty cool, I think. I just like that design. OPM metals, made in the USA. And it's a full ounce of, does it say 999s? Yeah, 999 fine silver. OPM metals, made in the USA. Joe comes in at 20. Dennis at 22. Steel Horses, 25. Deanne, 26. Deanne was the first at 26, Joe. Just barely got in before you. Got 3 bids at 26. Deanne H is the first at 26 on my screen, and that's the only one I can go off of. And then Joe bids 27, which I think the silver price, didn't we say, was like $26.50 an ounce? So it's like barely the spot price, which Joe Sharp at $27 is leading. Orta's out. Orta sees a 2020, or sees a couple Silver Eagles on the list, so I know what Orta's thinking. Steel Horses is out. I'm going to go ahead and start counting down the bids here for Joe. Hold to Joe Sharp, 27. Thank you very much, sir. Speaking of Silver Eagles, next up is a Silver Eagle. And please don't bid until we put in the item information. Those are pretty cool, Rebel Stacker. Hurry up, phone's on 4%. Orta, plug it in. Lot number 6 is a 2015 Silver Eagle. And I'm sure this has been in the club inventory since 2015. Each year we buy at least 1, 2, 3 silver rolls of Silver Eagles. And I put them in these, crown size 2.5 by 2.5s. And sometimes at the end of the year we have a few left. And then when we have some extras, I try to spread them out and save them for a little bit. Usually we don't save them for 5 years though. So, or it's possible somebody at our club won this years ago and then we bought it back at from one of the club members, but yeah, it's just a fresh, never been touched except by me putting it in this 2.5 by 2.5 probably. And I probably didn't wear gloves. But got Michael Bales at 30, Joe Sharp at 32. Joe Sharp was the first at 32, Gil, so he just got in before you. So we got Joe Sharp at $32 on the 2015 Silver Eagle. Got 58 people watching right now. Thank you very much for hanging out with us and checking out that great meeting that we had and for checking out this auction to support our club. Joe Sharp at 32. Again, Guitar Gil. Joe Sharp was the first at 32. And we're going to go ahead and start. Michael comes in at 33 right before I thought about counting it down. Gloves are for baseball players, says Onabusha. Okay. Well, speaking of baseball players, the baseball players I like are doing pretty darn good. Because I am a Cubs fan, in case you didn't know. They're doing pretty good. I mean, you can go ahead and ask your Google or your Siri or your Alexa or any of those people. Like, just say, who's the best team in baseball? And we'll say the best team in baseball is the Chicago Cubs, just so you know. All right, Joe Sharp at 34. Even though it's a weird only 60-game season, but hey, it's still going to count. You mean that you didn't have Big Mill package those? No, Big Mill did not package these ones, Green Go. If you don't know that, Big Mill Hunt Silver has a channel. He just did a video this week. He had a bunch of gold coins, all BU gold coins from, they were foreign coins from the 1930s and 1940s. And he's just putting his thumbs and fingers all over them. It doesn't really matter too much, but. All right, we got Joe Sharp at 34, and you guys are, wait till next year was the thing I always used to say, Burton, till 2016. But Midnight Silver Run, those games didn't really count. Okay. All right, I'm going to count it down for Joe Sharp at $34. Bob Thompson likes the Dodgers. Now sold. 2015 Silver Eagle to Joe Sharp for $34. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's the next item. Lot number 7. Let me copy and paste what that is. This is a 2019 Canadian Maple Leaf. 1 ounce silver. It's got the little small maple security thing there. Some people call that a privy mark. That's not a privy mark. All the modern maples, or at least all the 2019s, had that little maple security feature right above the Z of ounces. This is 4/9 fine. Pretty nice shape. There's a couple little spots and marks on the flip, but I think the coins seems to be free of any spots. Joe Sharp at $20. Steel Horses, 26. Again, this is a 1 ounce, 999 fine. 2019. Deanne says 27. Joe comes in at 28. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I never typed. You guys were probably waiting for that. There I go. Now I'll make it official. That's lot number 7. I forgot to hit enter. I typed it in there. I forgot to hit enter. Guitar Gill says $32 for the Maple Leaf. It's like, I'm not going to miss this one. $32. Any other interest? And I'll show it again. Chargill at $32, and it's gonna sell soon. How you doing, Gareth? Thanks again for the donation to the club you made earlier. We do appreciate that, and let everybody know. So we really do appreciate it. Sold the Guitar Gill, 32. Guitar Gill. Thank you very much. Next up, hopefully Aunt Orta's cell phone has not died yet, because we got a 2020 Silver Eagle. I'll make sure to pop this information in. Never owned a Maple Leaf. Do we like them? I like them. I mean, it's an ounce of silver. It's 4/9 fine. They have a nice design. They're accepted around the world. Everybody knows them. But Eagles sell for more. Eagles go for higher premiums. So that's one reason I like the Maple Leafs. You can get them cheaper. But then again, when you go to sell them, they're cheaper. So if your goal is to stack more silver and do it cheaper, because you're never planning on selling it, then things like Maple Leafs are attractive. But if you want Eagles and you're always buying and selling them, you pay a little premium, but then you get the premium. So here's a 2020 Silver Eagle. And again, thanks to Gordon O'Rourke, he recently sold our club a full roll of 2020 Silver Eagles, and he sold them to us at a discount, way cheaper than we would have ever been able to get them from anyone in the entire United States, I'm sure of it. So thank you to Gordon for helping out the club with those. We got Joe Sharp jumping at the 37. Steve had it at 35, and then Joe jumped at the 37. And everybody's saying, dang it, Steve. And now they're saying, dang it, Joe. Steve comes back at $40. $40 for the 2020 Silver Eagle. Fresh out of a brand new roll, right into the 2.5 by 2.5. These are beautiful. $40 to Steve. And Joe's going, well, you got a few seconds to think about it, Joe. Here we go. $40. Yep. Joe's probably thinking there's another one coming up. Maybe I can get that one. Steve Woods, thank you very much. These are cool too. And I just hit my light there. You probably heard that. Let's copy this information. This is lot number 9. This is a 2016 Australia, not Austria, Australian Kookaburra. 1 ounce, 3/9 silver. The holder's got a little bit of haze and stuff on it. The coin is perfect, though. The holder's just a little dirty. The coin's perfect. The holder's got a scratch there. That's not on the coin. The holder's got a bunch of scratches on it because I don't. Just tossed it in a box and it banged up against the other stuff. But the coin's fine. Real nice Kookaburra. These are real popular. And the Perth Mint stuff always goes for a premium, just kind of like the Silver Eagles and stuff like that. But nice coin in the original capsule. Deanne H at 29. Gareth at 30. Orders like kind of neat. I think they're neat. I like that they change their designs each year too on those and then on the koalas, and kind of keeps it fun. So Gareth Bates at $30 on the Kookaburra. Deanne, 31. Gareth comes back at 34. Green goes like, I don't need these. I'm going to go buy some more Swiss silver from the sale I did a few weeks ago. Love those kooks. They are nice. Deanne says she's out. Waiting for that 2015 copper medal sticker to turn into... Oh, no, this one here, this is just, well, what this is, and I'll show you. This is one of our membership cards. So when you join the club, this was my last year's membership card, and I just pulled it out just to have something for Glendale. So if you join and if you want a membership card, then we send you one of those. So, but I have those medals available, NCF. I know you need one. In case anyone's nervous, Mike Kittle's great. Got my last package. And, I'm glad you got all that stuff, Joe. Great. I'll go ahead and count this down for Gareth because he's like, come on, Kittle. Sold to Gareth, 34. Thank you. And remember, all this stuff, these are not my coins we're selling. These are the Glendale Coin Club's. Now, a lot of the stuff I sold to the Glendale Coin Club, but they are all owned by Glendale Coin Club. All proceeds will go to the club and stay with the club so we can buy more cool stuff to have at future meetings. What am I doing here? I copied the wrong lot number. Let's do this one first. Thank you, Gareth. Lincoln's getting his package from the last auction I did tomorrow. Awesome. This here is the 2012 Mexico Libertad, the one owns a coin. Just awesome design. Let's see how close we can get to that. Will that focus if I get that? There we go. It's not 100% mint. It's got a couple little marks here and there. It's not like super fresh from a roll, but it's still 1 ounce, 2012, 3/9 fine Libertad. It's got a little bit of a toning spot there at the bottom. But these are real popular. And these have been going for big premiums lately. Don't you wish you could buy it for $19? I think that's probably what the club bought it for I don't know how long ago, but that's what the club probably paid. But or maybe we paid $61. No, we paid $19 for it a long time ago, I'm sure. Actually, it was marked at $19. We might have even got it a couple bucks cheaper. Don't know. But today, the bid is up to $33. It's really nice design. And I think if you look on APMEX or try to buy any of the Libertads right now, the premiums of them are just insane. Like I don't even, I have, I mean, 33 we got right now, 35 says Kevin. They're just really high. They are in demand. Nightbot just put a little notice in there, and I'll just repeat that. If you guys know any younger collectors that need a red book, that don't have a red book, or you know a young collector that you want to try to get into coin collecting and want to give them a red book, send me an email. I have lots of old red books, not real old, but we're talking like 2017 through 2020. Not going to send you a brand new 2021 probably. But if you know any collectors, I got brand new copies of like 2017, 2019s. I know I got a couple 2020s maybe. If you know a young kid that needs a red book, let me know. Give me their name, address, and I'll mail it to them. No cost. Don't even have to pay for shipping. That's something I do. I got extras. I got people that donate them to me. Just one thing we do to try to spread the hobby. And it's all in the honor system. Don't be some 40 or 60-year-old dude just trying to get a free red book off me. It's all on the honor system there. Michael Bales comes in at $36. Elton Jonesy. Well, Elton, if you're under 18, send me an email and I'll get you a red book. If you're over 18, then I suggest you go to Amazon and get one for, I think there's $7.80 or something like that. And Nightbot just put a link to Amazon. If you click on that link and then click on the red book, it's under $8, including shipping. It's crazy cheap. So Michael Bales at 36. We're going to count that down. That is sold to Michael for 36. Only 5 lots remaining. And the next one is another 2020 Silver Eagle. I'll put the info in there. Good for reading too. Oh, the red book, I mean, every collector needs one of those. I mean, whether you think you know the stuff or not, it's just a handy reference. It's so much easier just to quickly flip to the red book if you're looking for, oh, what's the diameter of that, or what's the silver weight of that, or what was the mintage that year. It's just so much easier and so much quicker just to flip real quick in the red book than to try to look that up. And very handy. And there's so much it teaches you the general grading of each type of coin. It has relative values of each one. I wouldn't rely on the values too much because, remember, it only comes out once a year. And it's a book made mostly kind of by dealers to give the collectors to then try to sell coins to. So the prices are usually a little high. So I wouldn't, but it's good for relative pricing. You'll know which ones are the better dates by looking at any copy of a red book, any recent one at least. And then has a lot of history in the beginning, in the very front, like Kevin mentioned. Yep. All kinds of stuff. But yeah, so for $10 or less, you can't do better in one book for coin collecting. One general book, I don't think so. Joe Sharp's up to $34 on the 2020 Silver Eagle. Gareth comes in at 37. Michael Bales just came in a little late on that one. Gareth had a previous 37 to your 35. Gareth Bates, $37 on the 2020 Silver Eagle. And we're going to sell it. Almost typed in sold there, Joe, but Joe's getting it at 38 now. Joe is leading at 38. I tried, Gareth. I just can't type sold fast enough, apparently. Or this is the last Silver Eagle of the night. Gareth comes back at 39. All right, $39. Joe comes back at 40. $40 on the 2020. Gareth is out, so we're just going to go ahead and count it down then. Hold to Joe. Thank you very much, Joe. Next up, this is a pretty cool one. I mean, what am I talking about? They're all cool ones, but this one's pretty cool. This one here, let me put in the information. This is from back in 2005. And what we got here, it's a reverse proof. 4.9's fine. Still in the Royal Canadian Mint plastic. Did I say 2005? Yeah, that's 2005. 2005. And real tiny underneath the maple leaf, I don't know if we'll be able to see it, there's a rooster. So we got the year of the rooster privy mark. So I know even when silver was half the price it is now, these would go for pretty big premiums. I don't know if they still do with silver going up, but these are cool. Year of the Rooster, 4.9's fine, reverse proof maple leaf. The end's in there at 36. Rather pay us than the mint. Well, appreciate it. Like I said, all this goes to benefit the Coin Club, Joe, so we do appreciate that. Where are the milk spots? They're not in on this one. It's still in the mint package. Unless that's just one big milk spot covering up the whole field. But if that's the case, then it looks real nice, you know. Now that's just the, you know, frosted reverse proof look. It does have almost like, I don't know, it almost looks like there's a little tiny bit of toning along the rim, but if you tilt it the other way, then it goes away. Maybe that's just shadow. Looks pretty nice. $40, Mystery Man. Deanne H, 41. And again, that's still 1 ounce. It's just got the rooster privy mark and the reverse proof finish. Very common on the rim. Yeah, I think there's just a hint of it at the rim, but other than that, it's still in the plastic's kind of turned a little bit yellow, but I'd leave it in the plastic if I was keeping it. 41 to Deanne. We're going to count that down and try to make her a winner here unless somebody else wants it more. Bobcat comes in and says, not so fast, Deanne. Not so fast. Hello there, Amanda Kittle. Just stopping by to say hey. Well, so everybody say hello to my sister, Amanda Kittle, right there. Hey. All right, Bob Thompson at $42. Let's start counting down for Bobcat. We'll see if Deanne wants it. Deanne says, out right as I'm typing in, sold the Bobcat. Bob Thompson, thank you very much. And this is what's next. 2020 proof set. Let me put in the info on that for y'all. We'll open that up and show you. This is lot number 13, 2020 U.S. proof set with a 2020 W nickel. So what are we talking about? The 2020 proof set comes with all the ATB, America the Beautiful quarters, including that bat quarter right there that everybody loves. But all the quarters are pretty cool. Also comes with the rest of the coins, the half, the dollar, the cent, the nickel, and the dime. And then this year, and it comes with all the paperwork. Y'all read the certificates of authenticity and look at all that information you can read right there. Pause the screen if you want to read all that. Yep. It also comes with the 2020 West Point Special Edition Proof Jefferson Nickel. And that is this coin right here, right in a nice little baggie. And will that focus? Can I get it to focus? No, not really. Let me try getting close again. Anyway, that's a 2020 W proof nickel. Get the other side to focus pretty easily. All right, just slides around in this baggie, and it's like. So the only way you can get this coin is in the proof set. I believe the Mint still has these available. The Mint, this is not the silver one. The silver proof set's coming up next, Lincoln Central. This is the only place you can get these is in the proof set. So in the future, if you're going to buy a 2020 set from a dealer or at a coin show, if you have coin shows in your area, make sure you get this envelope with the nickel. Otherwise, someone's taken that or kept it. And so there's that set. I believe the Mint is still selling these. I believe, I'm just guessing at the price you guys will probably look to. I think it's like 32 or 33 bucks, and then you might have to pay shipping along with that. So I just bought these from the local coin shop that SoCal Box Breaks works at, just to have some for the club, thinking we would need them for prizes at meetings, and now we can't do that. So Orta at 25 bucks. Nancy Barber was the first at 25. Not looking back there. Nancy Barber is first at 25. Orta. Got a few of the silver sets. So we got a silver set coming up next. The nickel is not clad, it's just nickel. 26, the Steel Horse. Or they beat you just by a half a second. Steel Horses 2004 in it, and a Nancy Barber at 27. And I know at least with the silver one, maybe Don, if he's still listening, can chime in. I know that the silver one coming up next is still available from the Mint as well, but I know that people were paying big premiums because there might have been an issue with them shipping them or delivering. I don't know if that's still the case, but we got one coming up next too. The nickel is.
That is true.
Yeah, the nickel. I don't know about the regular proof sets. Maybe those are easier to get, but
neither are easy to get, actually.
because when you order from the Mint, usually you get things in a few days. Not anymore, apparently. They're having trouble fulfilling. And all right, we got Steel Horses at 28. Orta, you're coming in a half a second late on all of these. I know you're on your phone with 2% battery probably right now. So Nancy Barber's at 29. Nancy Barber at 29.
Both are still available
Right.
at the right now. Regular proof set is 32,
Right.
so you haven't even gotten there yet. And silver proof set is
I looked that up again. I
55
think
for
it's a little higher.
$54.95.
You looked
So
at 2019. I looked it up earlier.
no, oh, you're right. Sorry, 2020. Oh,
Sold
63.25.
Nancy
Sorry,
Barber
yep.
for
My bad.
29.
It's the exact same damn picture. Yeah, so 32
Yeah, so
and
by the time you pay shipping,
63.25.
you're going to be in the silver one for 65 or 67 or whatever. Don't they charge like $5 or something? I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, next
It's
up
$5,
is,
I think, yeah.
I'll put it even the right way. I'll copy this in the chat. Thank you, Nancy Barber. $29. You got the deal there. This is the silver proof set, so we'll show this. Again, this is available to Mint. 63 bucks a set plus shipping, something like that. And remember, they changed the silver to 3/9 fine silver, so these aren't 90% silver anymore. The coins are 999 fine, which is just drives me as a collector nuts. But anyway, there's the half, the dime, the cent, nickel, and the Sacagawea dollar. And it's got the 2020 design for the Sacagawea, which is anti-discrimination laws of what year does it say? 1945. And it's got like a smashed bird on there or something. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Very cool. That's that. And then you got the quarters again. All these are in 999 silver. Beautiful quarters. And then the special coin they put in this set, again in a little envelope, West Point Special Edition Reverse Proof Jefferson Nickel. So let's see if we can See what that looks like. Again, they give them to you in these little baggies. And the camera just doesn't want to cooperate with the bag to focus. But it's a 2020W reverse proof. Pretty cool. And it looks like we're up to $60 on the bidding. Yeah, I don't know what that was supposed to be hidden. the design is. I'm sure if I look at my certificate of authenticity, it'll tell me what that design is. It just says Elizabeth Peratrovich. So that's the lady that's on there, but it doesn't tell me what bird that is or what it's all about. But we have, I think Joe Sharp's up to $60 on the set. I think that's where we're at. Let me put all this back, and then I'll start counting it down as soon as I get this boxed up. Steve's like very, very late. We did do your show and tell. That was pretty cool. We did that, Steve. So, and the cool thing about this is once it's done, it's not always available right away. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, sometimes an hour or two, sometimes a day before the whole thing processes. YouTube processes it all into a video that you can watch back and watch back the chat anytime. So it's always going to be up there if you missed part or some or part, all of it. So we have bids of 56, 58, 60, 61 to steel horses. We're going to start counting it down for steel horses. Joe, you got to come back if you want it. Yeah, we're selling it under the mint price. So Bob Thompson at 62. Bob's like, you're already shipping me something. You might as well throw this in my package. Bob Thompson at $62. Steel Horses, 63. Lincoln Central, 65. Joe's out. It's a Raven or a Thunderbird design. Okay, that makes sense. I was pretty sure it wasn't just a smashed bird. I was pretty sure about that. So. Steel Horses came back at 66, though. Okay. Now Lincoln's out. $66. The Steel Horses. She convinced territorial legislature to give Native Alaskans the right to vote. Oh, okay, Nick. Yeah, because all that really says on the coin is anti-discrimination law of 1945. Unless there's, I mean, I just looked at it real quick, but you'd think they'd put a little more than that on the coin. Maybe, I don't know. But I guess it's enough to get you to look it up if you're curious. But Steel Horses at 66. Last call. And there we go. 66. Steel Horses 2004. And this last set is a fun one. The last item. Remember, all the proceeds go into the club. We're going to start it at $1. Hardly fits under the camera. Let me copy the info in first. And if I can figure out how to do this. There we go. And that's lot number 15. NA has all the info on the design. Probably. Wow, what a price. Yeah, I thought it was a good price. Everybody wants to bid on this for $1. Well, you get more than just the box. Let's go through this and see what it is. This is the 50th anniversary Kennedy $50 silver coin collection. I know when I bought this from the U.S. Mint back in 2014 when it came out. I think the price was like right at $100, and I don't know if that included shipping or not. I just got in my notes that I paid $100 for this, and then I sold it to the club for my cost. So I didn't make anything on it. I don't know if it's still worth $100 today. We're going to find out pretty soon. Hidden's already at 80, and he hasn't even seen it. So it's got a real cool box, real cool packaging here. This was done for the 50th anniversary of the Kennedy $50. You have 4 silver Kennedys. You got all the books and paperwork that come with it. Just as they came from the mint, no problems whatsoever. You got a reverse proof, and that is a 2014 W. You got a regular proof. That's a 2014 Philadelphia. You got a enhanced uncirculated, which is a 2014 San Francisco, and then you got a regular uncirculated silver, which is a 2014 Denver. So you got 4 different finishes, 4 different mint marks. And these are just pretty awesome. And it's a high relief kind of design. They went back to the original design of the Kennedy from 1964. If you looked at a lot of the Kennedy halves from, the 2000s into the early 2010s, they were just really not looking like the original Kennedy. So they redid the design, and it's more of a high relief finish. And so you get the 4. I know just that reverse proof coin alone sells for pretty big bucks, the 2014 W reverse proof. And then the enhanced uncirculated sells for quite a bit as well. And this one, if you get these graded, they also designate them as proof-like or deep mirror proof-like. I mean, I'm not going to tell you this will grade proof-like or deep mirror proof-like for certain, but that's a pretty nice one right there. So we got Guitar Gill up to 87. And like I said, I didn't really look up what these have been going for or trading for recently. I just know it's a cool set, and I know a lot of people like Kennedy halves. And it's up to 88 right now. And we can see what the paperwork is. Certificate of authenticity. There we go. Minted in accordance with legislation passed and signed by Congress and
Up to
signed by the
$100.
It's up to $100. All right, Michael. Thank you. Signed by the president on December 30th, 1963. Then we got the booklet on the silver coin collection. Story of the Kennedy half dollar. Goes over the original legislation, the designs. There's some of the original plasters. Very cool. And what is it? That's just a cardboard. It doesn't come out. Up to $100. And it's only going to be $5 shipping, even though I know this will cost me more than $5 to ship. But that's okay. Well, maybe. Probably. Can't type as fast as some 5-year-olds. But there you go. There's the ones again. It's a 2014 W reverse proof. A 2014 Philadelphia proof. A 2014 San Francisco enhanced uncirculated, which, I mean, that's awesome. And then a 2014 Denver uncirculated. They're all 90% silver. They weren't doing 999 silver yet. They're all 90% silver. So we're going to go ahead and count it down. Actually, Guitar Gill's in there at 105, and then Key 6EO is 111. I'm sure I mispronounced your name, but when you put numbers in the middle of your name, you're asking for it, in my opinion. But there you go. Thank you for the bid of 111. I'm just teasing you, of course. So, yeah, anybody that wins things, I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address one more time. Bob Thompson at 112. Steve at 113. I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. Please wait until I send you an invoice. I'm going to send you an invoice through PayPal, just showing you what you won, just so we're on the same page of who wins what. And then if you pay through PayPal, that's fine. I'll have your shipping address right there. All I got to do is click print for a label, and it's out the door. If you want to pay by check or money order or cash, if you do cash, it's the risk's on you. I can't be responsible if something happens to it, but you can pay that way too. Then we don't have to pay the PayPal fees, which is fine. But we don't. But it's fine. Just let me know. But there's the set. We're up to 116. And this is the last item. This is all we got for tonight. Just the whole packaging is really cool. And actually, it has instructions in here on how to fold it out to display your coins if you want to actually have it as a display. And it gives you instructions on how to fold it back up so it fits in the box, which is kind of handy. All right, that's that. And it comes with the outer slip cover. We're up to 116. It is an amazing. These are great sets. All right. Thanks again, Joe. I'm going to count this down. So if you're still wanting it, there's still a chance. Yeah, it's definitely goods and services. If you're going to do PayPal, that's why I do the PayPal invoice, Lincoln. because if you pay through the PayPal invoice, it's goods and services only. I don't want people paying with the PayPal friends and family or PayPal gift. That it's it doesn't protect us at all, and it's not good. It's not right. We're selling goods and services. So, Bob Thompson 118, back to 122 for Key 6EO. Bob Thompson 124. I just meant, so yeah, if you do PayPal, it's going to be goods and services, and we're paying the 3% fee, and that's just part of the deal of not being able to meet in person, and that's fine. Up to 125. But if you choose to, I'll also accept payment by check, money order, cash, because, I'm not going to mail it until payment's in hand. So either way, we're good. It's up to you guys. And for the one that, and if you're local and you buy stuff and you say, hey, could just come meet me, I'll buy you lunch. I might just get in my car and come meet you and buy you lunch and hand you the stuff. I could do that too. Up to 125. We're going to start counting it down again. And I'm a pretty cheap date. I'll eat off the dollar menu. That's fine. You don't have to go take me anywhere fancy. Bob Thompson at 127. Taco Bell. We could make a run for the border, Orda, if that's what you decide. Up to 131. And again, I want to thank everybody that hanged out for the meeting. Don, did you already throw away all them raffle tickets? Let's see.
No.
You didn't. What do you think? Should we maybe do another quick giveaway at the end for those that stuck through it?
I'd be happy to draw another.
To be here to win too.
Sure.
All right. Maybe I'll look around my desk and see if I can scrape something up. And this will be just from me. It won't even be from the club, so it won't even back into the club. So we're up to 131. 131. I'm going to count this down. Bob comes back at 133. 50-piece chicken nuggets it's a way to my heart attack, Gringo. That's what that's going to be, a 50-piece nugget. I don't know about that. Thanks again, Dan. I knew you would really like that one, too. I knew you'd like the Mark's presentation because I know you're into the casino stuff. Appreciate that, Dennis. Bob Thompson at 133. At least spring for Applebee's. Up to 135. Hey, I wish I had two of these available. I'd stop it and sell them both to you, but the club, this is the only one I had available. I sold it to the club, so we'd have a good top prize tonight, and it's the only one I got. Don, could you add my name to the list? So if you don't think Luke is in the barrel, Don, you can add Luke to the barrel.
Okay.
But make sure you mix it, because when you pick, I don't want you to just pick right off the top and have Luke automatically win. I want it to be fair and square, of course.
Of course.
I know you know the rules. I know you know that stuff. All right, I'm gonna count this down. We're at 135. That one sold, $135. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the bids, and thank you for supporting the club. And I got to write down that name, case KI63EEO. Very good. Again, you need to send me emails if you won things in giveaways or if you won auctions. Wow, and that was an auction. Thank you, Joe. We try to have some fun with it. And now I got to look around for something to give away. Let's see here. I'm sure I have something. I don't want to get too crazy here. All right, how about just a half ounce of silver? Silver's high enough. That'll be fun. And this is the Walking Liberty design. And it has a number 27 on that before, because it was probably part of some of the raffle where this was prize number 27, and I just didn't put it in a new flip. But we got a half ounce Walking Liberty, and it flips that way, of course. So remember, Don's going to pick a name in just a minute, and I'll pull up his screen as well. Nope, not that button. This button. There we go. Don's going to pick a name in just a minute, and you will have to be here to claim it because this is going to be for those of you that stood through and the whole 2 hours, 20 minutes and made it till the end. So if you want a ½ ounce of silver and Don picks your name, you better say here. Otherwise, we'll pick another name. Who is it, Don? I hear you mixing.
All right, ready? I was mixing them. All right, here we go.
I know it's not going to be me. I know it's not going to be me.
Or me.
It's going to be Jack 5. Is Jack 5 still here?
If they're still here. If not, I'll draw again.
Jack 5. We'll give you a good 30 seconds to 45 seconds or so. We're not going to just. Is Jack 5 here? Nancy Barber, Don has been writing down everybody's names as you chat, so I know you're in there. And everybody had a raffle ticket in the barrel, and he just spun the barrel and picked one. Jack 5 might be gone, Steve Wood. You're correct.
I can draw again.
Well, let's just give it a little bit of time.
No, I know. No, I'm just saying so everyone knows. Don't worry. We're not just going to keep it.
I'll tag Jack 5. Are you here? I want to be fair because I know she'll be watching later and be like, "Are you kidding me?" But we'll see. Wish you'd caught the auction. Like, hey, maybe the next time we'll be doing this in another month. It'll be the second Friday of the month. Steve says, "Oh, I'm Jack 5, and I always tell the truth." Haha. No. All right. What do you think, Don? Has that been enough time?
Yeah, I think so. I can draw another one. If by the time I draw another one, then he comes back. Ram is still here. Yeah.
Ram's still here. Yep.
Well, of course he is.
Dennis is a dog named Jack.
Yeah, but it's not Jack 5. So. All right. Are you ready?
Ready.
I know this person is still here, but they must answer.
You must say here. Who is it? Green Go. Let me type in Green Go. Are you here? He might have left. Might have.
Green Go was he was here like 30 seconds ago.
I don't know. I don't know when people
there.
He goes,
here.
LOL. All right, Gringo. Thank you very much. And that's a ½ ounce. I'm going to write that down on my list so I remember to actually mail that. Gringo. Awesome. Well, with that said, Don, do you have anything else to say to anyone?
Not yet. I know what you're thinking, but not yet. Soon.
Okay. Me neither. And then, again, just want to thank everybody for hanging out. We still got 48 people here. It was a great meeting. Again, thanks to Mark Lighterman for speaking to us tonight. Very good. And, Mark's still here. We'll bring him up, and he can say goodnight to everybody, too. How you doing, Mark? Thanks again for hanging out with us all. You're still on mute, just so you know. You muted yourself.
I appreciate being able to give the talk tonight and the rest, and in the future, you may hear from me again.
Awesome. Well, definitely. We do appreciate it. I think everybody had a really good time with it. And I know we all learned something for sure.
Okay. I'm glad.
So, all right, everybody. Thanks again for hanging out. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this. And you guys take care. Thank you again.